Howdy everybody, it's Louie Chewy again. As usual, I just got out of work and I wanted to say something today. I wanted to share something with y'all. It was a hot day today. I hope your day wasn't as hot as mine. It was humid, terrible, and all that humidity is finally built up outside, and we got quite the thunderstorm brewing. There hasn't been any precipitation. No water has fallen yet, but I am personally hoping to see some lightning, and that is the theme of today's video, because what I've got that has to do with lightning goes back over 2 decades ago. I must have been but a wee Louie Chewy, and I was with my best friend. He lived but a block away from me, and we would always, sleepovers, staying up late, watching movies, eating pizza, all the good stuff before, we started getting Xbox and the screens took over. But yeah, it was nothing but SpongeBob and nautical nonsense back then, good old days. And other than reminiscing, lightning had struck that night. And I remember when it struck, we were like, okay, when the morning hits and we go outside again, it's not raining, we gotta see where that was and what happened, because it sounded close by and it sounded violent, when lightning itself has the sound. So we get there, and it's this tree that has been absolutely obliterated. And in the ground, where it's still like smoldering, it was as if somebody had put out a campfire. I had been lucky enough to get away with this thing. And I have learned that this is called a Fulgurite, otherwise known as petrified lightning. And I will give you a much better view of this in a second, because you can see all kinds of crazy shapes, colors. There's a lot going on in this. And then even here on the other side, it goes back around. And so I did a little bit of homework, as I should. I didn't want to just come out here and start spewing falsehoods. That would not have been right. So I did a little bit of digging, and I found out in the ground of knowledge that fulgurites, otherwise known as petrified lightning, are natural hollow glass tubes that are mostly can be made of either sand, rock, or soil. Soil was the word. Dirt, anything of that sort. And what's cool is, in a fraction of a second, the moment the lightning hits is when I think it's like silica particles around whatever sand is in the ground, or stone, or obviously sand, glass. It becomes glassed. So it's, temperatures exceeding 1800 degrees Celsius. To my fellow Americans, that is 3,270 degrees Fahrenheit. That is, there's a reason why this thing was smoldering the next morning. But yeah, so silica-rich material fuses mineral grains together. The most common of the fulgurites is sand. Like if you're at the beach, or if there's a desert, or just a really unlucky part of the golf course. But that is the most common found fulgurite. Then is rock, which is less common. And I can assume it's because what I read is that the lightning glasses the surface of the stone, the mineral surface of it. Sometimes it can break it apart. Sometimes it stays as the rock. So you could imagine if a boulder gets struck by lightning, good luck bringing that home, because you try to chisel it out of there, it's glass, it's going to explode or break. You're going to ruin it. I was very fortunate to have found the third type of fulgurite, which is just as rare to find as the rock. Or they said rock and soil were both less common, but all of them are rare. It's extremely rare to find a fulgurite, supposedly. I've just ran up to this and took it, but like, yeah, they're sought after for their colors, shapes, and apparently they date back to the 11th century. So what I'm going to do for you here is give my guy a little splash of water and show you just how crazy the colors come out of this. And I thought ahead to get a little lamp going. Oh lordy, hope that doesn't fall on me. So I don't know, you could probably already see the greens and the blues, but just in case, let's get this polished up. Yeah, no, this thing is crazy. I thought it was just like mud, like what you would do in art class when what is it? The clay would be put into a kiln. I thought it was like mud that had been glazed, but it was actually mud that had been glassed. Like, this stuff is incredible. There's all kinds of crazy sparkles throughout it. It's a very interesting thing. Hold on, let me just not have wet hands here. Alrighty. So, there you go. Look at that. Look at the gleam. You see the shine, the sparkle, this thing is nuts. Yeah, that's awesome. This right here is like my favorite area. It's very green and blue, and you flip it around to this side and it's also equally as, I don't even know what that is. It's just shiny, sparkly. Caught my eyes. And you could see, I think right there is like a nice cross section of like the porousness of it. Also just as shiny. It's a very, very neat thing. I love this. So I wanted to show it. This incredibly colorful, sparkly, oddly shaped chunk of another planet, but it's actually our planet. This is the coolest thing. Like, now that I know what it is, and it makes sense too, because I'll try to get this end on the camera, see if I could get that to show up, because this part right here, I totally see what they mean by it looks like glass. Let me see. Alrighty. Like right where my finger is. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus there. That is like pure crystal almost, but it's not. It's so cool. Yeah, look at all the different, what are those, faces that reflect the light. This is definitely an interesting part of the thing. I do hope one day to be able to afford a much better camera so I can get some justice doing pictures of this thing, and I don't know, maybe I'll find another one day. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes open, as should you, if you ever hear or see lightning strike in your neighborhood. Definitely wait before touching anything. Cannot stress that enough. Like, danger, hot when made. Do exercise caution. But yeah, this is something I was very happy to learn about, and I'm equally as happy to share it. I hope you are intrigued with this bit of fascinating natural knowledge. Who knows what else the earth makes that's right under our noses and feet. I'm intending to find it. So, until my next video, thank you so much. I gotta dry this off and put it back in its safe place. Anybody out there who has a Fulgurite themselves, please post a picture of that, send a picture of that, whatever YouTube lets you do as far as being like, yeah, I got that too. Definitely, hit the like button, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. You're the best. Have a good night.